I have updates for you on Sarah Boone, Lori Vallow, and I want to talk a little bit about Melanie as well. Let's begin with Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone had some appeal issues. She was given 20 days to file something in her appeal, or it was going to be dismissed. And it did get a filing. It is a basic extension we all expected to happen, but it is an update I want to put out there that it didn't get dismissed. If it did, it would have been really funny, but sadly, that's not the world we are in. With Lori Vallow here, though, we do have something that is going to be very interesting. The court has received an email from the court's public information officer regarding a camera request for sentencing. The court affirms the existing order regarding the use of a single camera feed and will impose a 5-minute delay of any broadcasting of the sentencing proceeding set for July 25th, 2025. So, I want to talk about this because this is going to be rather interesting. You're going to be able to get impact statements, which is going to be, of course, very good to have out there for people to talk about Lori, and she's going to have to sit there and listen to it. She's probably going to pretend to be sick. But also, Lori is going to have the chance to speak. I assume she's going to do it. And this is the end of her revenge tour, and it could be that she has a Sarah Boone ending. If you didn't watch Sarah Boone, I highly recommend you go back and watch her, at very least, her sentencing speech. She insulted the victim, his family, blamed everyone else, insulted the judge, plagiarized a book talking about Japanese ceramics. It was a mess, and I don't know how Lori's going to handle it when we are getting to the end of everything. I also should mention that she is going to have an interview on Monday with Nate Eaton. Well, it's already had the interview. It's going to be posted on Monday, and I'm very interested to see what she has to say when things, at least it feels, are done, but maybe she thinks her appeals are going to get her another bite at the revenge tour apple. We also have this. State's motion for defendant's correctional health services records. Assigned to the Honorable Justin Bareski. Love that he's still involved in everything. The state of Arizona, through undersigned counsel, requests this court order correctional health services, hereafter CHS, release defendant's medical records from Thursday, May 29th to June 12th, 2025 to the state and defendant. The defendant has filed a motion for a new trial. One of the defendant's allegations is the violation of her Fourth Amendment due to her allegedly being too sick to proceed with jury selection and or trial. Since the defendant has made the issue of her illness relevant in her motion for a new trial, the state is requesting the court order CHS provide copies and of the defendant's medical records to the state defendant no later than July 11, 2025 to allow the parties time to review them and file any supplemental argument based on those records. Obviously, we are not getting her medical records, right? We might not even get to see the state's response if they go into directly naming her medical issues. I would imagine with so much public interest because, did the state force a sick person to trial? What they might do is say she was not too ill to proceed, and proof will be in like Exhibit A, and that would not be for public viewing. Maybe that's the route they'll go. I mean, there is public interest in it being publicly known the state isn't forcing sick people through trial when they can't like process it as while also being their own lawyer. Like, I think we'll get something, but theoretically, I think they could also just put everything together and we never get to see it. We just get to know it doesn't go anywhere when the new trial motion gets denied. We get to see that part. But I do want to see how the state calls her out, because it'll be a lot better than how the judge will call her out. More direct. With all of that being said, there's another thing going on. Colby Ryan, Lori's son, is watching her Idaho trial. I haven't gotten to watch all of that he's done so far, but it's there. And one of the things people are talking about is him discussing catching Melanie in their holy garments, basically their underwear, cuddling in bed. And that brings up Alex to me, where his first wife, only wife, well, his wife, first wife, not only wife, but first wife, she mentioned him being, she thought he was being inappropriate with Lori. Put it that way. This is a dynamic that could explain why Melanie was so deeply entrenched in all of these other instances. Melanie has an open investigation, and Melanie's name is brought up in multiple other cases where people died. And we don't know all the investigation she's involved in and everything they're looking into and what motivations. Brandon's motivation is very easy. But what if she wanted to get rid of Charles so she could be more with Lori? Melanie didn't get along with Tylee. What if that's because she wanted to take her place to be more with Lori as the only daughter? The Melanie case could become very, very messy. Crazy. It could be more messy than Lori's case, but it's all allegations, but we're getting a lot of allegations about the same family, the same people, and the same cult. So, with that being said, I do have a Melanie video playing around in my head. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it, but a common thing people say with Melanie, her story changed. What I am considering doing is listening to as many Melanie interviews as I can in order. Taking key parts of the story, taking notes, and then listening to the next interview and see if it covers the same topic and see if the story has changed, and if so, by how much and how it changed over time. That's something I'm personally interested in, and I don't know if anyone has done that yet, but I thought I might go ahead and do it. It'd be more of a long-term thing. It would probably take me a while to get it done, find everything, listen to it, put it together, figure out how I'm going to do a video on it. So that is something that I will be thinking about, because I think public pressure is going to lead to Melanie charges sooner rather than later. I could be wrong. There's going to be a lot of public pressure, especially after Lori Vallow is sentenced. She gets that sentence and every eye just is going to turn to Melanie. And the people involved, I don't think, how do I want to put this? I don't think people like Kay are going to be satisfied if Melanie was involved, that she doesn't have go to trial. I'd love to know more of what they thought when they heard there was an active investigation, but honestly, they probably knew. They probably have all known. So they probably were asked to supply more and more and more. It's going to be really interesting. It's depressing, I will say, though. The more I look into Lori, it's depressing. Because there were this goes back way back if you watch my old videos on her. There were so many moments where this all could have been settled. People's lives could have been saved. Before, like, if the police took Charles seriously before he was killed, if they took his murder seriously, if the death of Tammy hadn't been falsely ruled natural, if they found, and if they had gotten Alex after he shot at Brandon. And I think that's why I'm so depressed and angry at this case is because there were so many moments where so many lives could have been saved. Lives saved, lives not ruined, families not destroyed, but it didn't happen. And, you know, when you think about it that way, people are like, how did Lori and Chad think they were going to get away with all of this? Think of how long they did. How much they did. Every time they got away with a new step and emboldened them. Think of how far they got. Now, of course, all that came crashing down eventually. It's just a depressing case. That's part of why most of it I've been busy, but it's part of why some of my video stuff has been a little delayed coming out. Is I just needed a break after so much of Lori, because I find the Lori Vallow case more depressing than the Sarah Boone case. And I found that pretty depressing because, again, police could have taken action against Sarah, but she always got away with it. And in this case, there were just so many more deaths. So many more people died. Children. Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm going to end there. I do want to do the Melanie video. I do want to watch the rest of, but right now I want to go and watch the rest of Colby Ryan's coverage of the first trial, because I didn't watch the Idaho trial, so I might as well watch what he's watching and get his reaction as the son, right? That's my thought on it when I get time. Maybe I'll go, and I set up a fish pond in the last week. I've got plants. I got like a floating fern and some plants in the bottom, and I've got some bubblers, and I've got all this stuff. What I don't have is fish, so I'm probably going to spend a little money and get some fish. What type of fish? I'm up in the air. On one hand, I kind of want some like cheap rosy red minnows and get like some color flakes just to see how bright I can actually get the reds to pop. Maybe breed them and try to get like a more colorful strain out of it, because they're pretty easy to breed. But also those are a feeder fish, so stores generally they're very ill and they're hard to keep, and I'd be lucky if any of them survive. White Cloud Mountain minnows are easy enough to get and keep. I like them. They're small. I have some already. I have about 6. I really like them. I don't know if I want more, you know. Rice fish, I really like rice fish. I really do. I lost some of them when there was some issues with my tanks, and I also had burned my hands, and I couldn't get in the water to like try to save them all. I ended up, a couple of them I think died just from old age, and I'm down to just a few of those left. But those were also fish that I ordered online that got shipped in the mail, and they were in various ages, and one of them was even hatched in the one of them is a baby that was breeding, so it's actually like hatched, so it's like slightly bigger now, but I just got like a big variety of age on those. So well, I'd like to get rice fish. It's just, unless I can find them local, it's kind of annoying to order online. But that's going to be a little side project when I get, again, more time. The pond will wait. It's just going to sit there and do its thing. And that's my updates for the channel. I still have that one guy that got arrested after like 20 years. I haven't had time to go into him. That's definitely there. I'm going to definitely make sure I have nothing going on the 25th of July, though, because I want to watch that sentencing. We all know how the Lori Vallow sentencing ends, but I want to see it. and I want to listen to the families. I want to hear what they have to say, and I'm not going to do a live reaction because I just haven't. I don't think I've never gone live on this channel. I've done it on. I've been live on Twitch plenty, but I've never gone live on this channel. I don't know. Getting back into live streaming is weird after doing it for so long, and then stopping. Also, I'm probably going to end up crying during the statements, so I really don't want to put that online, if I'm being honest. So you'll probably get a reaction video with my thoughts after that. Soon after, but after that. And I think we'll end it off here. I've rambled enough. And see you in the next video. I don't know what it'll be on yet.